sit back, pop the top, lean back, and enjoy me open up a can of audio whoop-ass on Chuck here on Fourth and Pain.
Ooh, taking the personal shots. Okay, I tell you what we're going to do. If you want to make this personal, next week we're going to make it Chuck Carroll promo week, where we sit back and we get to enjoy true dulcet tones of the weight loss champion and the former wrestling announcer who will run circles all over your overgrown ass. You ready for them apples?
Hey, man, I look forward to watching your little stumpy legs try to run. Let's do it.
All right there, Gippy. This is Fourth and Pain, the only football and pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player with the weight loss champion. That is the unentertaining Redskins defensive end, Adam Carriker.
I'm sorry, folks. If you're on tube and you have to stare at his ugly face, I apologize.
And I am the handsome one, former wrestling announcer and weight loss champion Chuck Carroll. Thanks so very much for giving a follow at Fourth and Pain, where each and every week we tweet out new shows, 1 p.m. Eastern, the favorite segment of the week, where we answer your questions with our answers. Adam, first question comes to us from Rusty in Camp Springs. He tweeted us at Fourth and Pain. What are your Hell in the Cell predictions, boys? All right, Rusty, fair question, easy answer. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Shawn Michaels, the special guest referee. Adam, your pick.
Finally, they're going to give the belt to Daniel Bryan, and it's about time. Somehow, Shawn Michaels is going to play into this match some way, shape, or form. There's going to be a feud between him and Triple H kind of brewing somehow, but in the end, Bryan wins.
You know what? I actually like exactly where your head's at, and that pains me to say. I think that instead we've been talking about this Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton team at Survivor Series. I actually think it could be Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Those two teams at Survivor Series with Shawn Michaels playing into this match. Either way, Daniel Bryan's getting the victory. The returning John Cena already getting a title shot against Alberto Del Rio. Come on, Carriker. This one's easy.
It's so obvious. It's so easy. I almost want to pick Alberto Del Rio because everyone's picking Cena. But they're showing his workouts, his comeback, his rehab, which I respect, and that is awesome. I don't see them not giving him the belt. I almost want to pick Alberto, but I just can't.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way the Golden Boy doesn't walk away with some gold around that waist. CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman, 2-1 handicap match in Hell in a Cell. I'll start off with this one. Methinks that CM Punk's going to get his revenge on Paul Heyman, but we haven't seen Brock Lesnar in a while. Therefore, Ryback, Paul Heyman go over with interference.
Well, we're not going to see Ryback again until WrestleMania. Big E Langston has been playing into this feud all week, SmackDown and Raw. Somehow Big E Langston's going to help out Punk in some way, shape, or form, and Punk gets his hands on Heyman and beats Ryback because Ryback never wins on the weekend.
Final match that we're going to be predicting here, the Rhodes Brothers versus The Shield versus the Usos. Adam, go for it.
They're not going to take it from the Rhodes Brothers already. They win.
Yeah, well, I tell you right now who's not getting it are the Usos, and, well, hell, they're not even the new WWE video game. I think that the Rhodes also retains it, and I believe that we could be seeing some dissension there in the Shield. All those picks are available on fourthandpain.com. Next question, please, Adam.
From a Mr. Kevin Hayes on Facebook from Sullivan, Indiana. Give us a like, Fourth and Pain. What's your favorite type of match? Mine was always the old school war games.
Ah, man, I remember those from the old WCW days.
Yep.
That was when they put 2 or 3 rings together, right?
Absolutely. I love those matches, too. One of my favorites.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I remember, man, thinking way back. My dad actually worked at a video store, managed it way back when, and I remember when he got War Games 88 in the store on VHS, and I watched that over and over and over again. It was awesome, and the old school Steiner Brothers and all that. For me, though, Adam, it's hands down the Royal Rumble. I love me that over-the-top battle royal and that intrigue, that mystery. Who's coming next? I don't know. Is it somebody that we haven't seen in 20 years? Could be. Why? Because it's the Royal Rumble and you just don't know. Before we wrap up that question, I want to say hi to Kevin. He and I go back and forth all the time on Facebook. He is a huge fan of the show, and we would not be here without his support and the support of fans just like him.
I love the Elimination Chamber. I love the Royal Rumble, the War Games. any battle royal. I love where there's eliminations, and I love where you got to kind of come from behind, which is why not the modern day Survivor Series matches, the old ones where they actually had all the top guys in the matches. Now it's one top guy with a bunch of bunch of other mid-carders. The old school Survivor Series matches where the team would get down 4-1, 5-2, but it would be top guys in those matches.
Well, you know why it's a bunch of mid-carders now is because there's only 2 or 3 top guys, period.
That's all they can do. You're right.
I'm telling you, that is the byproduct of today's WWE. Of course, we can talk about that for hours and hours and hours.
All right, let me do the intro here. We got a little something special planned just for Chuck.
Oh boy.
My lovely bride Angie is on the line. How you doing, sweetie? All right, here we go. Are you taller than Chuck Carroll?
Yes.
Did Chuck bail on his workout that we gave him?
Yes.
Are you head and shoulders above Chuck Carroll?
Yes. Yes.
And do you get the feeling that one more? Do you get the feeling that Chuck is a little insecure and he feels like you look down on him?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Just for you, Charles.
I should walk out on this show right now. I don't know what
Please, the ratings would soar through the roof. Please,
no,
do.
Man, you couldn't carry this show without me.
Easily, with my eyes closed.
Please, what?
Let's do it.
Ange, how
Let's
are
bring
you?
on the star. How you doing,
Let's
Ange?
talk about this. You did the Tough Mudder in between insulting me this past week. How did that go?
It went really good. It was so much fun. Adam thinks I'm a little crazy because
I do.
Played in mud, got electrocuted, jumped off really tall things, crawled in tight spaces.
Into freezing cold ice water, might I add. Like 20 feet in the air she jumped into.
It was awesome.
Well,
and I would do it in a heartbeat again.
Let's talk about this electrocution. I mean, seriously, was that when you were doing basically an army crawl underneath? Were those wires hot? What was going on there?
Yeah. Some of the wires are hot, some are not. They've turned them up. That's what I'm told. And one of it, they call it the electric eel. You get down your army crawl, and there's wires hitting you the whole time you're in water. And you're pretty much zapped the whole time going through it. It's equivalent to touching, like, an electric fence. It gets you, and you will jump. But in your mind, you got to keep going because there's no way out of it once you get into it. And then the last obstacle is called electrotherapy. And you got to run through it. You got to jump over hay bales in between. It hit me so hard. It, like, flew me in the air. I actually have a picture of it. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Ate a little mud. And got out of there. But it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Whatever happened to just taking a jog around the neighborhood or a walk around the block or something like that? You're nuts.
I got me a special woman, folks.
Yeah, no kidding. Angie, well, I'm glad that you're still alive. I'm glad that you had a hell of an experience that you could have shared with us this week here on Fourth and Pain.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
That is one tough mudder, Angie Carriker. Be sure to give her a follow on the tweeters at Angie Carriker. And speaking of Carriker, Mr. Carriker, we have time for 2 more questions.
Yeah, and we got about a minute to go. So here we go. This is from Doug, LaRado, Texas. Fourthandpain.com. Ask a weight loss section. Also ask an NFL player anything. Is organic food truly healthier for you? My girlfriend swears she can lose weight just by shopping at Whole Foods.
Good question, Doug. The answer is yes and no. Yes, in that the food is free of harmful chemicals and pesticides, even sewage and genetically modified organisms. That's the healthy organic side of it. But no, in the sense that there are still as many calories in organic food as there are in non-organic food. Fat is fat, sugar is sugar, and no matter how organic you get, fat is still going to be a factor. So you still have to make smart decisions. Eating organic isn't a pass to eat whatever you want. Interesting, huh? Final question goes to you. This one comes from Curtis Lee in Omaha. He's a subscriber on our YouTube channel. Does having huge traps really help you in football, or is it just for that Goldberg-esque appearance?
They're going to make you look good. In all honesty, having huge traps isn't mandatory. What you want is you want a balance between your pecs, your lats, your delts, your traps, so you don't have a deficiency, and so you're not cheating one way or another, putting more pressure on one body part than another. So you don't need them, but they just help you to prevent injury. A lot of people that I know that play football, because you do shrugs when you do cleans. You do the shrug, then you bring the bar up, and then you catch it. So if you're doing the shrugs properly within the clean, you don't necessarily need to specifically do them when it comes to football.
Interesting. With that, we're fresh out of time. If you ever have any questions, hit us up at 4th and Pain or 4thandpain.com. We're always available. I'm Chuck Carroll. Thank you so very much for believing in our weirdness.
On behalf of the largest arms on the D-line, my crazy, lovely bride, Angie Carriker, and the weight loss champion himself, thank you for being a part of the 4th and Pain family.
And now, words of wisdom with Adam Carriker.
I prefer not to think before I speak. I like being just as surprised as everyone else by what comes out of my mouth.